All right, so now we're looking at Sydney PM session plus for Thursday, Friday, and yesterday. So what did we see? I believe we were in, yeah, so that would put us roughly at equilibrium. Let's just put a fib from here to here. Let's do it the other way around, which is cheating, but that's okay for now. As a matter of fact, no, I can't do that because that won't work through the day. I need to fix fib 3, whatever. All right, so we're roughly at just above equilibrium, slight premium. And the first thing we do is we gap up. We gap up, take liquidity, relative equal highs. Oh, I see. Okay, well that's fine then. This is fib 3 for that. Okay. So actually fib 3 should be reversed in this particular case. Let's see what happens if I reverse fib 3. Okay. Gotcha. That's what I want to see. Alright, so that shows we're in premium. Tap the 786. This is very useful actually. That way I can get rid of this fib. And you expect this to just go back, fill the gap. Let's see what happens. You go down, you fill the gap, you keep going past the gap. And let's see, if you take that alone, get yourself a nice 40 points. And then you use the gap, you reject gap low, and you keep melting. And you can get yourself almost 100 points off of that. Well, actually, closer to 80. Alright, so that played out really nicely. Actually, that turns into 90. Boom, plus. You get your 100 points off of that. Alright, so that's a nice, easy play. Run up, touch your 786 on your fib 3, which is close to your long-term fib 3 and your long-term 786, and also your intermediate term 786 gets touched. You should have been in this trade by candle 2 or 3. Alright, and that's, well, let's just play it and see what happens for the next macro. Starts at 650. You might get a reversal, especially considering you're at the bottom of your range. Literally take that from 786 to 0. Okay. Yeah, this is coming back up. You got yourself a nice little OTE. Probably past that breakaway gap. Try to test this one. Let's see what happens at 8 o'clock. Clearly the trend seems to be going up. Do you invalidate this breakaway gap? Let's find out. Tokyo Open coming. $7:55. The macro times aren't showing. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Let's see. Oh man, what happened? Oh, whoopsie. Whoopsie. A little bit of trouble there. Technical difficulties. Let's see if we can get this to recover. Okay. Come on. Come on. Okay, there we go. Recovery. Rejection at the breakaway gap, which could have given you a decent move, but where would this have been? This rejection is not quite, oh, actually, yeah, not quite at equilibrium. Okay. Interesting. All right, and that's Thursday. Let's see, Friday, I think, had a really nice move. Let's see, Friday. We didn't play Friday morning because there was no 9:30 pop since Juneteenth, and the market was closed due to bank holiday. So let's say 18. Okay, let's see. All right. Should not have had that, but it is what it is. It'll fix itself for next time. All right, first thing we did. Oh, there would have been no Friday 6 p.m. Right, obviously. Because it was Wednesday. Thursday. It would have been Wednesday at 6 p.m. that I was looking at. Okay. Because obviously Friday was a holiday, so the market was closed. And, well, also because Sydney is not open on Saturday. So, I think the first thing we did here. Where's our fib? Fib 3, 1. This is the prior day's fib. Okay, I need to set that up to print at 6 p.m. using the 459 candle. Okay, I have to fix that. Alright, the first thing we did was reject the 618 plus that bearish breakaway gap. That in itself is a sign that we're going down. We had no gap. Yeah. Oh, it comes back up, which is dangerous. And it goes right past the 618 into the breakaway gap. So that would have been a loss for me. That would have been a loss for me. Actually, no, I have this reversed. That's the problem. I need to fix this. I need to fix the logic for this so this doesn't show that way. There we go, that's more like it. So now we are in discount. Alright, so if we're in discount, it should have been right. So if we're in discounts, all the more reason for this to reject here, to go back up, and that should invalidate this here. We have a bullish breakaway gap superimposed on a bearish breakaway gap, invalidate. So this rejection here works well for me, and it goes for over 100 points, and that's your trade. You can trail that nicely and be done for the day. we're over the 0.5 on the dealing range. Maybe you look to take that back down, but because we're already in premium, but we have these pretty arrays that would potentially stop us. Okay. And that's Wednesday. Oh wait, you've got yourself a 650 macro. What happens here? Maybe you go up a little bit more. I'd like to see it test the 618. Alright. That is an uneventful macro. Let's see if we can skip to the next macro. Oh, here we go, testing the 618. Okay. And do you reject that, or do you keep going to Tokyo? I say you keep going to Tokyo, and then reject that. I think this actually just kept going, to be fair. Let's make this a little bit speedier. We get ourselves to 8 o'clock open, and there you go. Goes off without you. There you go. 786. And then you dance around the 786. And you're in heavy premium at this point. Okay. Alright, and that's your day.